Rival Star League. I keep getting them mixed up. It's hard. It's very hard to tell. And Protoss versus Terran, PiLiPiLi versus EJK coming right up. We've got from Team Gravity spawning in the top right. Got mauled by a tiger last game. Can he survive it to make his beautiful mech dreams come true? It's the Blue Terran, EJK.
And his opponent up in this series 1-0. It is our red Protoss, Size Storm's PiLiPiLi. So PiLiPiLi last game, he went Nexus first. It looks like that's going to be a little bit different this time. He is opening gate first. So a nice, interesting difference from last game. Getting his gas will probably go Nexus before Core, or Core before Nexus is kind of common too if you are really worried about a Reaper harass.
Yep, getting that Mothership Core up nice and early can make you feel all warm and cozy and safe inside your Protoss base with your pylons that attack. And looks like EJK gearing up again for one of those gasless 2-racks expand plays. Seems to be favoring that lately. And PiLi going to go ahead and expand. Feeling pretty good. Going to do the before core variation of the expand, a little bit more middle of the road style.
And it's pretty common too. You can get that core typically on time before you even have to worry about, Reapers harassing before your Mothership core is done, is what I mean. So that's very, very common in PvT. So it's still a pretty standard build. Not as greedy as your Nexus first, but, not necessarily anything aggressive either.
Yeah, and it works out really well for him too, because he doesn't need the Mothership core super quick. There's no sort of aggression, no Reaper coming in, because EJK went for the gasless expand with the 2-racks. So, good start for PiLi here. But in general, no clear advantages manifesting just yet. Just slight little edges that can be easily overcome with some strong control and some good decision making as we start to get into the unit interaction phase of StarCraft. Will the players realize they're not playing single player? There's someone else on the map, and they go and say hello. The say hello unit for PiLiPiLi will, of course, be the Adept, ghosting forward and utilizing the, the fear of the paranormal that EJK has. And all these 5 Marines will be hanging out on top of the ramp, ready to greet anything, fearlessly and recklessly, as they do.
This Adept, though, it might not get much scouting done here for PiLi. As you said, those Marines, they're ready to greet this Adept with open arms. But a lot of times that Shade can get into the main base and kind of see what's going on. But this is not the case here. EJK has got his little wall going, is not going to let PiLi see anything that's, happening there yet.
Yeah, gonna move out, be aggressive with these Marines here. The Shade forces it back.
We do have a quick Twilight that has started researching Blink now for PiLiPiLi. Looks like PiLi will be favoring Blink again on this map. And this map, it actually works pretty well, as there's many ledges to Blink on. So a smart move there for PiLi.
Absolutely. All of that surface area, beautiful times for Blink. Even that double cliff on the right side can be blunk into. And we're going up to quite a few factories over here. It looks like we've got 2 on the way. So double factory opening here against Protoss. And we may indeed see that mech versus Protoss style that is championed, of course, by the mechers Zizla and EJK. One of the very few mech versus Protoss players in the scene having success.
I do find the quicker third for PiLiPiLi interesting, but pylons at the same time, they're so strong. It's not too hard to defend such an early third base at this moment with the pylon overcharge the way it is. So I find that an interesting move from PiLi, but I can also kind of understand, the comfort level in putting this down at this point in the game.
That's one of the interesting things I think about Legacy of the Void. Pylon placement was always important, right? But now it's just so much more important than it ever was. Getting the pylons at the right time in the right place can mean a Liberator is easily defended, and if it's not in the right place, if it's one hex off, it's like, well, you just lost your whole mineral line. Either the workers are dead or they can't mine there, so you're in giant trouble. It becomes a super critical thing. And we've got a nice layout over here of pylons to defend the third base for PiLi, but EJK is just hanging back. He's like, I'm mech. I'm going to take it slow, build 1,000 tanks, and then crush you with them. We do have 2 tank production at a time. I actually think that's the only... Did he? Let's see. Yeah, he is just building tanks. He's like, I got these 2 factories. Oh, you can do a bunch of stuff with them. What are you going to do? I'm going to build tanks. Or are you going to mix in some... I'm going to build tanks. Maybe some Widow Mines. No, I'm going to build tanks. And PiLi immediately blinking away. It's like, oh god, tanks. How does he have so many? Well, I can tell you, PiLi, but you probably know.
That was the fastest blink away I think I've seen in a while. They did not want any part of that.
Yeah, he was almost expecting it. It's just like, are there going to be tons of tanks? Yes, there are. I'm getting out of here immediately.
Again, we have a Dark Shrine behind PiLi's Robo. The Robo is making it a Warp Prism, so might have some drops here, or at least a little bit of extra vision for stalkers to blink up.
Yep.
It looks like PiLi, he definitely wants to get some pressure up here. You know, more stalkers coming to join the fight. We've got a few stalkers just kind of waiting outside the third here for EJK. Might want to try and at least get some light pressure on.
You know, PiLi following that famous quote from Day 9, which I believe goes, when playing Protoss Dark Shrine. And, PiLi going ahead and build that double Stargate transition. Very fun coming out of this as EJK tosses down a couple more factories, because if you can't build 4 tanks at a time, what are you doing with your Terran life?
And all of those DTs, they get taken out. I believe there was 3 of them. All 3 lost. So that was pretty good for EJK. Like I said before, DTs are not cheap.
Ooh, we have a bit of a harass into the main over here. Run the Warp Prism. DT's getting quite a bit of damage done, despite the fact that detection is abundant. Just dropping at the right place at the right time. Units out of position. Turns out you can detect... Oh my god! Never mind that sentence. It will never finish, because that just got immediately taken down. We've got double Void Ray production behind this. Wow, this DT's still getting damage done. What the heck? How many kills is that DT on? Quickly. That's 11 kills. He finished. Wow. He delays a factory with his 11th kill. 14 workers killed in total, and +1 attack for mech on the way here for EJK. We have a fleet beacon and 2 voids coming along.
Fleet beacon makes me excited. I'm wondering if we're going to see Tempest or Carrier, and I believe, just because of PvT, there's more likely to be Tempest, especially with mech. But part of me inside, oh yeah, it's Tempest, but part of me inside is just crying for Carrier.
Yeah, us Protoss, we had the Carrier for a short amount of time. They were like, okay, the Carrier's 60-second build time. We're like, oh, cool, we can build it now? I've been waiting since Wings of Liberty to build Carriers to make, this is great. And then they're like, ooh, they're really strong with this new ability we've given them. Let's nerf the time back to 90 seconds. And we all felt like a disturbance in the Kala at that moment in time. And we just sunk down. We just all, if we were standing, we had to sit in a chair and be like, oh God, we've suffered a great loss to the Kala today. We have a 90-second Carrier again.
I know. I remember reading that change and just thinking, oh, well, it was nice. It was nice while it lasted.
Yep. All good things must end, even the 60-second Carrier. And we do have a unique upgrade coming in that we don't see very often here, Mag Field Accelerator. That's the Cyclone upgrade. So it looks like we are going to see a significant Cyclone situation coming in eventually, because right now we don't, I believe, have any Cyclones on the field at all.
No,
and we also don't have any in production, so looks like more of a long-term play. Yeah,
and right now it's just pretty it's pretty standard PVT mech that we're seeing. Oh, that warp prism though, it does get picked off.
It was like, oh, I can only see these tanks and Hellbats. They can't shoot up. Underneath all the medevacs is a secret squad of Marines, and they go and they take it out.
The Cyclones.
That's the trick.
They're coming out now though.
Oh,
3 at a time.
3 at a time. 450 gas at a time. My God, is that expensive? But we do have Hellions as well, and so we have this gas-heavy unit, the Cyclone. It often makes sense. You have to complement with a lot of mineral-heavy units, and of course, costing no gas makes the Hellion quite mineral-heavy as a result. And with that extra range of the Cyclones being able to lock on from further away, they're going to be able to deal with these Tempests a little bit better. Now, the Tempests still outrange them, but they have to take less hits. And because the Tempest, fires so slowly, they'll be pretty safe to get in there and deal with them quickly. The problem, though, is we have 3 Tempests at a time being built right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of Tempests that are going to start being on the field. We've already got 4, I believe. Yes, 4 outside of EJK's base at the moment. And Adepts, they're looking into that. They're seeing what's up. So I think PiLi is going to start getting serious about his attack soon.
All right, moving forward, getting a couple lock-ons here, and just like that, one Void vanishes into the mist and will return to Ire, I suppose, or wherever they return to.
And a Warp Prism does get loaded up. We are going to see some, some harassment here from PiLi. Maybe... No, it looks like PiLi is probably going to start heading home here. I was wondering if maybe we'd see a multi-pronged attack, but I think PiLi is still making sure he gets good positioning before he really just goes and attacks into EJK.
Koshkii,
Yes.
look at the production tab. Look at it. Look what's in there.
There.
It's not a mistake. They're actually carriers. If he can just hold on to his army long enough to make them see a fight. Oh no, he's giving chase. There's so many Cyclones, and there's also everything being taken out right now. PiLi turns around and engages. He's gonna try to do the absolute best he can, but there's so much mech here. It is frightening. Anti-air is down to just a few Cyclones, but that's gonna be enough to clean up this. A small battalion of hidden Marines going to finish this up as well. And oh man, PiLi loses his entire army as he was building 90 seconds worth of carriers.
That Cyclone upgrade was incredibly worth the cost.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. So much damage. Just look at them just instantly evaporate things. The 2 lonely carriers are like, hey, we're finally out. Can we participate in the fight? And they're like, okay, I guess you can participate. Like, all right, cool, thanks. And then they get killed by Cyclones. Very sad times. 1 carrier still left, but it's not enough. EJK is indeed victorious.
GG. I didn't realize the power of that Cyclone upgrade until we just saw it.
Doubles their damage output. Doubles it. It's absolutely insane. And I believe it's bonus to armored as well.
Wow.
The Cyclone attack. I'm not 100% sure because I never see Cyclones anymore. And I forgot all the changes that have happened to them. But we're going to go into game 3 here. We got a 1-1 situation. I think this is our first game 3 of the night. It's been all 2-0 so far.
I think so.
Yep. I love it. I can just know the things because Hawkeye knows all the things. He just tells me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to slightly hit in this thing, and yep, absolutely, it's been all 2-0s. I super confidently say that, and not because someone's telling me, because I have a perfect human memory. PiLi versus EJK is going to be on Prion Terraces. Gold base extraordinaire.
There are so many gold bases on this map. I'm trying to think of just how many for each
6
player. Is there 6 for each player?
6 on the map. 6 on the map.
3 for each player. 3 for each player.
I'm 98.72. 3.
I think that's correct. No. Yeah.
No, that would be kind of crazy. Map makers, get on it. I want a 12 gold base map. We don't have enough gold bases. People are like vetoing Prion Terraces. They're like,